I rush to AA and C standing before the western stairwell. The door is off its hinges, and I feel like crying. I was so worried. I thought I'd lost you. C struggles to get her words out. Yeah, I'm okay. I didn't know what else to say. I know this is wrong, but I don't care. We'll find the target up this stairwell, AA points, as he lets me go. Whenever you're ready, we await your command. I feel like I'm seeing my squad for the first time again. They're beaming with life and enthusiasm, like this nightmare wasn't happening. If it's what I needed to get pulled from that place, I won't question it. Let's move. Let's do this thing. C tries to keep a whisper, but I can feel the excitement. The adrenaline, the rush. Maybe we can do this. I take point, raising my weapon, as we head into the stairwell. C and AA turn their flashlights to check the corners. We only see shadows of cobwebs and dust. I take a step up, then another. I hear C beside me. And AA. What? Where did... AA! C screams. No, this can't be happening. C springs into action, right behind her. AA must be saved. That thing is going to... die. We fire on our eyes. We attack. There's an unsettling rage in its eyes. We get into position. Fire. K lets loose a spray of bullets. He's only greeted by empty impacts. C reloads her gun. Suppress. C fires towards the Nightmare's position. The Nightmare is hit and seeks cover. The Nightmare howls and rushes K. The Nightmare's claws strike the cement wall as K escapes. K begins to move. Suppress. K lays down, suppressing fire. The Nightmare is forced to retreat. C steadies herself. Suppress. C lays down, suppressing fire. The Nightmare is forced to retreat from K. With a great roar, the Nightmare attacks. K nearly escapes the Nightmare's blow. C steadies herself. Suppress. C lays down, suppressing fire. The Nightmare doesn't take notice. C begins to move. Fire. K lets loose a spray of bullets. Direct hit. The Nightmare turns towards C. Your sprint sinks at its gaze. C reloads her gun. Fury. C screams as she rushes the Nightmare. She tears into the Nightmare with bullets and blade. K begins to move. Suppress. K lays down, suppressing fire. The Nightmare hesitates at the sound of K's gunfire. With hate in its eyes, the Nightmare attacks. Nightmare's claws strike cement to the wall as C escapes. K readies his aim. Fire. K lets loose a spray of bullets. The bullets graze nothingness. C is shaking in anticipation. Suppress. C fires from cover. The Nightmare is hit and seeks cover. The Nightmare glances at C. He begins to advance. C readies herself. Take cover. C jumps behind some rubble. Behind cover, she reloads and takes aim. K readies his aim. Suppress. K hears the Nightmare and fires in its direction. The Nightmare hesitates at the sound of K's gunfire. C is shaking in anticipation. Fury. C lunges for the Nightmare. The Nightmare falls. The thing falls. The Nightmare's dead. C runs to AA's side. She shakes him, screams at him, strikes him. AA! 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 He coughs up blood and jolts before recoiling back down. His chest is torn in two. His blood soaks the ground. But he holds on. His blood. Blood? We're not supposed to bleed. But then there was so much blood, staining the grass, surrounded. As my friends came back, their stares vacant, their wings dull, uncaring, fading into nothing. C. AA struggles. C lights up. What happened to protocol, you dumbass? She chokes back a tear as we begin to lift him up. Then, the building shakes. Rumble, rumble. Skittering dust and rubble. I can hear the windows resonate. With their screeches and cries, they're coming. They're coming. Go, now! Up! C jumps. We drag AA's body up the steps. First, then the next. Up. We can't make it. It's hideous. And the stench. The swirling mass of mangled bodies, grotesqueries crawling on all fours, devouring, tearing each other's figures as they swarm over and over. All those eyes fixated on us. Engage Nightmare. The nightmares rush for K. K can barely escape the nightmares. K readies his aim. Suppress. K lays down suppressing fire. The horde hesitates at the sound of K's gunfire. C steadies herself. Carry. C struggles to carry AA. They cannot escape. AA draws his gun. Fire. AA tries to fire. The bullets land, but the horde keeps coming. The horde gets closer and closer. Do you think you have a chance? K gets into position. Suppress. K lays down suppressing fire. The horde stutters, but redoubles. Nightmares roar and shriek. Do you think you have a chance? C steadies herself. Carry. C drags AA up the steps. Her effort seems futile. AA breathes in. Fire. AA struggles to raise his gun. He hits some nightmares. More take their place. Suppress. K fires with rage in his heart. The horde hesitates at the sound of K's gunfire. The nightmares roar and shriek. Do you think you have a chance? C steadies herself. Carry. C drags AA up the steps. They barely escape the nightmare's grasps. The nightmares rush for K. K can barely escape the nightmares. K readies his aim. Suppress. K lays down suppressing fire. The nightmares hit and continues to scramble. AA breathes in. Fire. AA struggles to raise his gun. He hits some nightmares, but more take their place. C reloads her gun. Rage. C launches into a frenzy. The nightmares don't even flinch. K begins to move. Carry. K runs to grab AA. K is able to delay the inevitable. Just a little. You can barely comprehend the mass. K narrowly avoids the horde's wrath. AA draws his gun. AA musters all his strength and hits some nightmares, but more take their place. C reloads their gun. Carry. C struggles to carry AA, but can't escape. K readies his aim. Suppress. K fires with a rage in his heart. The horde stutters but redoubles. The nightmare horde swings for C. C narrowly avoids the horde's wrath. AA calms himself. AA struggles to raise his gun. A couple shots land. C reloads her gun. Suppress. C fires blindly. The nightmares maintain their approach. K readies his aim. Carry. K runs to grab AA. K carries AA a bit higher. No, no, no. No. No, 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 no. I can't take it. I've seen too much and I know we're going to die. I'm sorry, C. I'm sorry, AA. I have to. Let go. A jolt. C turns. I didn't say a word. All I see is fear. I've only seen fear like that once before. But why? 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 Why am I like this? So I let them fall. AA's body goes first, consumed by the mass. As I reach the exit, C is firing and firing and firing. Blood, smoke, terror. It's no use. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Slam the door, barricade it with whatever scraps I find. They're not going to get me. They're not going to get me. They're not going to get me. The light is so brilliant up here. So bright, it swallows the sound. Or did the nightmares... Nightmare, no. That's over. I don't see them crawling, clawing into my vision from the corners of my eyes. Am I finally free? Ahead of me, a single form appears. A child, crowned in light. The target. All of the pain and sorrow and sin I've brought into this world, and I'm finally gonna snuff it out. I raise my gun. The child stands. It turns its eyes from the sky and looks towards me. Vacant. Empty. Not even there. Dissipating into the air. I stare into that abyss. And fire. The patter of steps. My chest is so heavy. The nightmare is silent. My chest is so heavy. K begins to move. Fire. The bullets hit the child. K readies his aim. Fire. Die, die, die! The nightmare gets closer. The nightmare stares with empty eyes. I feel the fire grow. K begins to move. Kill! How could you let me go? The child stares with empty eyes. I feel the fire grow. K begins to move. Fire. Fire, fire, fire! The bullets hit the child. The child stares with empty eyes. It has to die. It has to die. K gets into position. Fire. Kill! The child gets closer. The nightmare is silent. I can feel the fire grow. Fire. It steps closer. Fire. It gets closer. Fire. Nightmare flinches and then continues to walk. I feel nothing. It has to die. It has to die. K gets into position. Fire. The nightmare gets closer. The patter of steps. My chest is so heavy. No, no, no. I toss down my weapon. This is useless piece of trash. I have to do this myself. Myself. Hands around its little throat. I want to throttle it. Shake it. Squeeze. Squeeze the life out of these non-existent eyes. Feel its body grow limp. Tighter, tighter. My chest is so tight, my heart beats against my ribs. I can hear that pulse. Beat, beat, beat. Tighter, tighter. But it doesn't retract. It looks up. So I look at its unfeeling eyes. I want to see terror. I want to see anything. The air is so heavy. It falls, forming around us. The light, so blinding, so blinding. I start to see its little face looking at me. The nightmare. It's young, innocent, familiar. And then I see it, all of it, collapsing. There, before me, my face. and the light fills me. All those days, long ago, when I wore that face, I see them, my friends gather around me, but they aren't cheering, they aren't laughing, they're crying. I'm so hurt, I can't move. The blood pools around me and sweeps into the heart. I fill it with my rage. So much hatred. I turn inward. The pain. I yell and scream and shout. I want it to stop, but I can't. They're so scared. I hear them. I see their names. Their eyes. Now made real. The truth in my heart. The guilt. Like a knife in my stomach. More torn than the mess of blood and steel and bone that was my leg. Christopher, Tyler, Kyle, and the rest. They're paralyzed and crying as the things rise from my blood. The figures, nightmares. This boy, my face with the empty eyes. Existent and paranoid, gathering my flesh and broken wings, raising them up, slowly, agonizing. And we carry away to my new life, swallowed by fear, gristle, guilt, feathers falling as we fade. Because I couldn't do it, because I was too scared to feel. Because I couldn't love them like they loved me. The boy falls limp. A trickle of blood falls from his mouth. My mouth. Tightening. Every muscle tightens. Hands to my chest. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. 12 hours, 51 seconds. AM. Command, can you hear me? C. AA. Anyone there? 52. I'm sorry. 53. There were people here, friends, but they've gone away. I threw them all away. Washed away with the tides. 54. And the sky grows so red, all I can see. 55. When we were young, we always knew when to stop. Oh, I can't. I can't stop. I can't stop it. 56. Throwing, wasting away. The ground, it's so cold. 57. 58. 59. I'm not going to be okay. This story is dedicated to the Norton crew. They know who they are. I'm sorry I went so far away. I know I still love you all, even if I'm not very good at showing it. Colin. Yeah, I thought that was out of character of the rest of the story. Okay, so I think this is the end. Oh, it is. It just closed. Wow. I honestly have a hard time wrapping my head around what the hell just happened. I have some ideas, some theories in how it might relate to Luca, but I honestly feel like I don't know enough about Luca to to draw any of these connections. My first thought is that the kid at the very end was the protagonist of the game, but I honestly can't say for sure, because it was revealed that the kid was Kay. And I don't know, Colin, I like your brain. I really like your brain. I can't say for sure I really understand how it works, but it feels pretty familiar to me, at least. And I really like all this work that you've been doing. Even if at a first glance I don't understand everything that's going on, I really have an appreciation for the way that you write. It's, I think, a little easier to get away with a lot of the impact and feeling when you're dealing with a very interactive medium like video games. And I would still call this a game, especially this one over Sacrament 1, because there was those fight scenes, which honestly surprised the hell out of me, and I did not know that those were coming. I remember learning this thing in middle school called concrete poetry, where you use the medium as much as the words to tell the story. And I really feel like that's what all of this is. Now, I am in by no means any kind of English or literature or creative writer, nor am I well educated in those fields. But with what's going on here, it's really cool to see something that feels very much like a short story kind of amplified through this medium of visual storytelling, even if it is still primarily written word. I'm going on a bit of a tangent from the game, because I really don't feel like I can speak intelligently about what the hell it was that just happened in the game. It's really cool to see something that is essentially a short story taken into something so interactive and that can play with some extra elements that writing can't. Writing alone can't. The differences in color, the differences in speeds at which the words appear, whether or not that's a slow scroll, or they appear all at once, or they flash onto screen really quickly, accompanied by these huge, like, booming sound effects. And it's amazing how much more impact that you can get from that. Now, I don't know if the voices that I did all the way through were completely appropriate for each situation that was going on. Colin, if you end up watching this, I would love to hear some critique on my reading, because, I mean, hell, it's the only way you get better. But I felt like I was able to work with the game in the way that it presented the dialogue to me, allowing me to present the dialogue back. And that's originally why I felt so comfortable doing Sacrament 1 and was so excited for Sacrament 4, because it didn't feel like a visual novel. It didn't feel like a plain narration. It's this weird interactive fiction that I don't know if something like this specifically has a classification. And if so, please let me know what it was, because this is a hell of a lot of fun. But Colin, you do fucking fantastic work. I'm excited for Luca, as always. And if there's going to be a Sacrament 2 and 3, I'm excited to see those as well. Also, I have no idea where I split this episode. I've been recording for about an hour now, and I definitely am going to make this 2 episodes. So thank you so much for watching. My name is CoalFire, and I will see you next time.